Live breaking news, everybody. The Department of Justice has just released the audio and written transcripts of the prison interview of Epstein co-conspirator, Epstein number 2 in charge, Ghislaine Maxwell. And I've got the full breakdown for you. Holy macadamia nut. There's a lot to digest. I'm going to focus on the key points and the key takeaways, especially regarding President Trump and the narrative by the Hippocrats, aka the Democrats, who keep charging that the reason he's not releasing these Epstein files is because he's in them, et cetera, et cetera. You hear Gavin Newsom pathetically try to declare this over and over again, as well as the entire cabal of anti-American treasonous scum. You're going to be shocked to discover what these transcripts reveal. So I'm going to go to my trusty outline. And as I always do, I'm going to give this away for free. The transcripts, there's like over 4 or 5 hours of audio transcripts, and there's over like 300-400 pages, if not more, of actual written transcripts of these prison interviews. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll kind of cover that a little bit, but there's so much to unearth. There's so much to extrapolate that today, in today's video, I might have to do a series on this, to be quite honest. There's no way I can cover the entire transcript in this one video. And by the way, this is only something I want to create and put a lot of due diligence, as I always do, qualitative and quantitative research, unless you're interested in it. I'm not going to do it. So if you're interested in it, I need to hear from you. Say, hey, Nez, I want the full deal. Make a series out of this. Let me know in the comments down below. But boy, oh boy, you're not going to believe what I have unearthed here. So some of the most revealing texts are, I took some liberties here to kind of really focus on some of the key points and takeaways. I'm going to go over these transcripts, a couple of these major pages, including this one right here on page 205 of the redacted transcript, where Ghislaine Maxwell says, you can see it in a big, huge, giant red circle, I do not believe that Epstein, I can't say the word unless they'll flag this video. I'm going to use the now kind of new coin term for this, unalived himself. So Ghislaine Maxwell goes on the record. Remember, this is number 2. This is the woman that was in every single picture with every single high-profile heads of state, president, former president, business leader, basically any influential person you can think of in the last 2 to 3 decades. She either knew them directly or was in contact with them in relation to this Epstein debacle. That right there is pretty huge. You might be saying, well, Nez, how can we believe her? Well, Nez, how can we? Let me break that down. I'm going to break that down in just a second. So here's something that I learned. Again, I'm going to give this away for free to anybody who wants this. Stick around. I'll tell you exactly how you can get this free. All my research notes absolutely for free to download and check out at your leisure. This is the first time in decades. This is, to me, really telling and revealing. Investigations that U.S. authorities formerly interviewed Maxwell. She says she always wanted to talk, but was never contacted by the government, even during her trial. Why didn't the Biden administration? Why didn't Kamala? Why didn't Obama? Why didn't anybody? They keep screaming, oh, release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. They keep saying Trump doesn't want to release them because he's in them. You had the opportunity to release them. Why didn't you release them? Why are you now all of a sudden screeching at the top of your lungs, release the Epstein files? It's a distraction. Oh, him actually fighting crime and making DC clean so families can enjoy their nation's capital. That's all a distraction. I mean, this is why I say this time and time again. When a tree breathes, carbon dioxide is released. When a Democrat breathes, pollutant sewage waste is released into the environment, because every time they breathe, sewage comes out. So she was the financially reliant, just a quick background, after her father's death. She was the general manager of Epstein's empire. I'm not going to go over a lot of this stuff right here. She met Ted Waite from Gateway Computers at a Clinton dinner in Hong Kong. Again, you can read a lot of this verbatim on your own when I give you the research notes. She insists she was never investigated, subpoenaed, or questioned during Epstein's first arrest and conviction. Now, why was that? Obama, Bush, why was that? Very interesting. 2010 to 19, she describes relationship with Epstein as almost non-existent. After 2009, she does not believe that Epstein unalived himself. Her knowledge of him, reports of prison mismanagement, her own experience in prison with corruption, violence, and dereliction of duty by the Bureau of Prisons. She said in prison, they will KILL you or pay someone to KILL you, suggesting Epstein was murdered. But she denied knowing who did it or having proof. That to me is extremely, extremely telling. I mean, I want to just give you the goods. There's more stuff that you can extrapolate if you want. I'm going to leave the link on this research notes. So the only way, or you could just Google it too, but I'm going to also leave the link to the entire full transcripts, the entire full audio files, if you have the inclination to go through all of them at the end of my research notes. I want to get back to these few very important transcripts. And you see this quote right here, a gentleman in all respects. That was what Ghislaine Maxwell said about President Trump. The liberals are absolutely enraged. The radical socialist communist Democrats are completely melting down right now because this release gives them absolutely nothing. This release, I can just say in all honesty, exonerates Trump of any connection and any wrongdoing related to Epstein. This is actually a huge blow to the already failing, abysmal approval ratings at the worst in political history, Democrats and hypocrites. But I want to go through this step by step. Here's page 106, just these three key pages. Todd Blanche, the Assistant Attorney General, said, "Did you go there alone or with Epstein?" Talking about the club, mostly alone. Todd Blanche, "Do you know where?" "And the times I went there, it was for an event, maybe once or twice." "And do you know whether Mr. Epstein ever went there?" "I believe he did. But again, really, where he didn't take me with him all the time," talking about the islands. So he would go and, he did from time to time, but he would go alone. "I think he would maybe go himself to the spa. I certainly did." Todd Blanche, this is the big question right here. Did you ever observe President Trump receive a massage? Ghislaine Maxwell, never. Todd Blanche, did you ever observe? You said that you were, have you seen there's photographs, public photographs of Mr. Epstein and President Trump together? Ghislaine Maxwell, yes. Todd Blanche. And there's photographs of, I think you're in some of the photographs. Ghislaine Maxwell, yes. Todd Blanche as well. Those all appear to be social settings. Ghislaine Maxwell, yes. Todd Blanche, do you? And then Ghislaine Maxwell interrupts him. That's my memory. They were social settings. I don't know Epstein's, if he had whatever the nature of the president's friendship, if you will, or however you want to define that with Epstein. I was never witnessed. I think they were friendly like people are in social settings. I don't think they were close friends, or I certainly never witnessed the president in any of. I don't recall ever seeing him in his house, for instance. I mean, when I say that President Trump was right about everything, I'm not just saying that as some sort of blind MAGA supporter or whatever you want to call me, right-wing nut job they want to call me. He literally was right about everything when he says, I had nothing to do with him. He's dead. He's been gone. I don't have anything to do with it. This is all up to Pam Bondi. He was right about everything. Even more absolutely groundbreaking and revealing, she goes on to say, I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting. I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. Now, does it make sense why they're fighting tooth and nail to imprison him, debank him, smear him, assassinate him? Now, does it make sense, everybody? The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects. Todd Blanche, When was the last time you? So that was that page right there. So then he asks, when was the last time you think you saw in person President Trump? Ghislaine Maxwell. It's been a long time, probably not some time. In the beginning, mid 2000s maybe, and it would only have been in social settings as far as I recall. Todd Blanche. And did you ever hear Mr. Epstein or anybody say that President Trump had done anything inappropriate with masseuses or with anybody in your world? Ghislaine Maxwell, absolutely never in any context. Let me repeat, just so we're clear. Ghislaine Maxwell, whether you want to believe her or not, is a whole nother debate. Absolutely never in any context. Todd Blanche, do you know whether masseuses from Mar-a-Lago Spa ended up giving private massages to Mr. Epstein? I'm not asking for what you may have read, but from at the time, from your personal knowledge, do you know whether that's true? Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't recall. Is it possible? Yes, but I don't remember. I don't remember that, so I don't want to. I don't recall that, but it's possible. Todd Blanche, do you have a recollection of your ever recruiting masseuses from Mar-a-Lago Spa to give a private massage? And then so she denies that. And then here is something that I think is just totally interesting and something I think we all pretty much believe, no matter what Dan Bongino and Kash Patel want to say. And again, is she right? I don't know. She's just giving her opinion. She's not giving a fact. A lot of you could comment and let me know in the comments. Do you still think that he unalived himself, that he ended his own life? Or do you think that there was something nefarious going on? Let me know in the comments down below. Ghislaine Maxwell, as you can see right there, obviously says she believes he did not. Okay, here's some other key points that I want to leave you with that I just think are so I believe 100% that she's telling the truth about these things and are just so revealing, especially of the Hippocrats. The number one thing is government negligence. She says she begged to talk for years, but there was zero U.S. agency that contacted her until the Trump administration here in 2025, which means probably the DOJ, Todd Blanche, Pam Bondi, all of these guys were the ones who reached out to her first. I think it is a serious miscarriage of duty. It is a serious deficiency in your oath to the Constitution, your oath to faithfully serve the American public, that the Biden administration, nobody in that Department of Justice, Merrick Garland, anybody, nobody thought it pertinent and important to talk, at least find out what she knows, at least find out if she's full of crap. Nobody thought that to be pertinent or important until now. How does that make sense? Somebody make that sense to me. She also engaged in Robert Maxwell myth-busting, which is her father. She confirmed his World War II intelligence role, but denied any Epstein link. The heart condition claim about Epstein. Epstein allegedly avoided intercourse due to health, contradicting the picture of him as a compulsive predator. She commented on that. Clinton dinner revelations. She said Clinton was her personal ally. Epstein provided the plane, but wasn't central. Florida case silence. She was untouched by investigators in 2005-08, an explosive sign of prosecutorial failures, absolutely. And then the really big one is the Epstein murder theory. Maxwell bluntly stated that she does not believe that he unalived himself, citing the Bureau of Prisons corruption and prison violence. Now, here's the interesting thing right here, the list. She flatly denies that there is no Epstein list. There is no client list. Again, maybe she's right. Maybe that's what Trump was referring to when he says the client list was a hoax. I don't know, but I'm very, very intrigued to find out, what she meant by that and whether or not there is something. I mean, there's got to be. I don't think there's an actual ledger where people just write their name down, or Epstein or Maxwell wrote their name down, but there has to be flight logs. There has to be some kind of documentations of the comings and goings, who was on the planes, who was in the flights, where were they going, how long were they there, et cetera, et cetera. Number 8, the scapegoat argument. She cast herself as the fall person after Epstein's death while government failures went unexamined. So I've got a whole lot more that goes into great detail of the money trail and specific clients and each case, et cetera, et cetera. If that's something that you want to get for free, you can download that. The link will be in the pinned comment. It's free, completely free. It's also going to be in the description of this. And again, please let me know if you want to see more. There are a ton of files. They might even be releasing more. There's a ton of transcripts, audio, video, and written that the DOJ has released today. And from what I understand and gather, are going to be released. But I don't want to talk about this stuff unless you're interested. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to discuss what's the most important to help get our country back, to maintain our country's vision as the Constitution and founders laid out, the values and principles embedded in the fabric of our country. And I don't want to talk about things that's going to get zero interest from you guys. So if you want me to continue to break these down, let me know. But God, oh my goodness, I can't wait to read your comments. What do you guys think about what she said? Do you think that she's telling the truth? Do you think she's not telling the truth? Do you think she's just saying this stuff so that she could hopefully get a presidential pardon? I am kind of torn. There's a part of me that thinks, yeah, maybe she has nothing to lose. But at the same time, I don't know what it is. I just believe her. I believe her. I think she's telling the truth, given the evidentiary trail and the fact that these files, the fact that she was neglected, she was ignored by other administrations, specifically the vegetable in chief Biden and the failed border czar Kamala cackling Harris. The fact that they never released these files when they had power of the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, I think she's absolutely telling the truth. But I would love to get your thoughts on this. So please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Tap that thumbs up. It helps us immeasurably. It doesn't cost you a thing. You could even do it on your remote if you're watching this on TV. Make sure you check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. You can tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. Get those free research notes as well. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.